We have two directions that we need to take on the gun grab nonsense. Actually, we had, more politicians coming out yesterday with their solutions. Nobody's talking about mental health, really. Nobody's talking about what is happening with our society. There's clearly a hole in our society. Nobody wants to talk about that. They all want to talk about guns and solutions. Okay, great. Well, now let's start with the solution from corporate America. Walmart has plans to dramatically step back from ammunition sales after what they say were horrific shootings, and they were. It's going to stop all handgun sales in Alaska. Now, why in Alaska? I mean, if there's a place you need a gun, it probably is Alaska. They're going to stop all handgun sales in Alaska, marking its complete exit from the handguns category. Walmart also and Sam's Club will no longer allow open carry firearms in the stores where open carry is allowed. I mean, in Texas, nobody does, but you could wear it on your hip if you wanted to, unless you're an authorized law enforcement officer. The open carry legislation is currently on the books in more than 26 states. Walmart also, they're not changing their policy yet for those who have permits for concealed carry, but they're adding signage in the stores about this. They say that, an open carry could be misinterpreted by somebody else. And what? They're going to pull their gun out and shoot? Shares of guns and ammunition makers added to the losses early in the day when it comes to the stock market. Vista Outdoor stock closed down 6%. Smith & Wesson, its stock fell 4.5%. Ruger and Company closed down 0.6%. And Walmart ended the day up 0.3%. They said that they are going to now no longer sell the bullets that are used to kill people. And so they're not going to sell 223 or is it 5.56 or 5.0? I can't remember the other one. 223 and 5 something. I can never remember it. And
227. Wasn't that a show in the 80s? I believe
that was room 222.
Okay.
I think it's what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, the Alaska thing too was essentially their point, right? Like they only had them in Alaska because it was the one place where that was like the last place they decided to sell them, and now they're even pulling them out of Alaska. Huge mass shooting problem in Alaska apparently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a place you need them. It's a place you need them.
It's tough, I understand the idea here, right? You get pressure, you have a tragedy in one of your stores, you can understand the idea that you want to do something. Mm-hmm. But we all know these things will not be effective. The idea that because they're not at Walmart, people can't get guns, it's just ridiculous.
Bad people are going to get guns.
Yeah.
They're going to get guns. I mean, are there things that we can do to make sure everybody gets a background check? Yes, but they have ramifications everywhere. Now you have no place to buy bullets if you're at Walmart, and all these lefties are saying, "Oh, we're going to shop at Walmart now." No, you're not. You hate Walmart. You hate it. A, you think it's beneath you to shop at Walmart. B, you've been against their policies because there's a big, it's a big box store, and so they're hurting their workers and they won't unionize and all of this crap. They're not going to shop there. And I will tell you that if you shop at Walmart after this, you are only going to aid all of the other industries that are going to do the same thing. Here's the thing the founders never thought of. The founders never considered that corporations could become bigger than the government. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights says what the government cannot ever do, but it doesn't say what a corporation can and cannot do. And I don't want it to. I want corporations to be able to do what they want to do. If Walmart wants to do this, Walmart should be able to do this. The problem is there is a guy at the New York Times that is coordinating a lot of this, is openly advocating for all corporations, anyone in the chain of supply. That's truckers, shippers, gun manufacturers, gun sales, credit card companies, banks, anybody who touches a gun at all in any way to stop providing services. Well, now, wait a minute. That's infringing on my right to own a gun. If I can't buy it anywhere, well, who needs the Second Amendment? The government could say, well, we didn't infringe, but all these companies. Yes, but they were coordinated. They're being coordinated by the left.
But there will be, I think, conservative companies that pop up and coordinate it the other way. They will push back on this stuff. I mean, you remember, too, it's weird with Walmart, right? It's a statement. And the statement is really annoying. But of course, Walmart was selling guns and all of their competitors don't. They were the only, Target's not selling guns.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that they did it longer is an argument that they actually, and they're still selling guns, by the way.
Yeah.
They still are selling guns. They're the only ones doing it in this retail group. So it's a tough one because they actually are doing more even now. To get guns to people in America than Target is or any of their other main competitors.
I go up to Idaho and I buy my ammunition many times at Walmart. Now I can't. I mean,
it's a tough one because they're the ones making the statement. So you want to say, you know what? I want to show them that I don't like that statement. However, these other companies have already made their statement. Mm-hmm. They're currently making the statement by not selling guns at all. We would have these issues occasionally because there'd be, one of these organized boycott groups that would come after us.
Yeah.
And they would, one of these companies would pull their advertising from the show or whatever. I mean, it was a lot more rare than was reported, but occasionally did happen. And so one of these companies would pull their advertising, and our listeners, who are awesome, would decide, like, I'm going to essentially punish them and go out and call them like crazy and make a big deal about it online. And it was all like motivated by really good things. And it was like we were cheering it on internally. Like there's a part of you that's just like, yes, absolutely. However, there are multiple thousands of companies that avoid these shows completely because of issues like that. Because they know if something happens and they feel like they need to pull their advertising, they're going to be the ones singled out, even though they were the ones that were actually advertising on the show, right? And so it's like the one who actually takes the risk. I mean, Walmart did stand up to a lot of pressure over many years about gun sales. The fact that they're folding now, to me, is pathetic, and it's wrong, and they're doing something that's incorrect. However, you're going to give your business to another company. I mean, 99% of businesses do not sell guns. Walmart still does. So it's a tough thing to figure out.
If Walmart isn't hurt by this, it's like Nike. Look what Nike did.
Yeah.
Nike's stock went up, their sales went up. You think they're learning what lesson? They're learning go for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. If Walmart is different because it's right in the heart of America.
Yeah.
It should understand the heart of America. And it's the biggest retailer out there. So you have Walmart doing this. If they don't feel any pain from this, it makes everyone else. What I'm worried about, and I've been saying this for, 2 years, the banks. Mm-hmm. Once the banks get involved and they say they're not going to loan money to gun manufacturers, they're not going to loan money to gun stores, they're not going to allow credit cards to be used to buy guns or bullets, then it's a whole new world. Then what are you going to do? I want to buy a $3,000 gun. Okay, you pull $3,000 out of your bank account. Are you going to be now on a watch list from the bank because you pulled a whole bunch of money out?
And to try buying it with a credit card, right? It's going to be difficult. You've seen this happen with marijuana across the country because it's not federally legal, still federally illegal. Mm-hmm. But there's obviously every state is moving in this direction, and many states have already legalized it. So these businesses who are raking in tons and tons of cash
have no place to keep it.
They have no place to keep it. They can't put their money in a bank. They have to figure out. There's all sorts of stories of people going to go buy homes. Like you're a marijuana dealer. You take your money, you go and you buy a home in cash, and then immediately sell it, and that's how you get your money out. because you're essentially laundering money through the system, right? You can't put it in a bank. So that sort of thing could actually happen with guns where, look, the marijuana business is still thriving, but it's a parallel economy, right? It's completely outside of the main system.
Yes.
And is this a good thing, by the way? If you actually care about gun violence, is it a good thing that all of these transactions are now going to happen in cash? Like, is this something you're excited about? The ramifications of these dumb decisions are never considered until afterwards.
Much worse.